welcome to Little Decision Interview. I'm your host, Victoria Cooper. I have a wonderful, wonderful interview planned for you today, so let's get started. Torrance Wilcher, aka Squallé, aka Coach T, is a community leader and hip-hop artist born and raised here in Athens. Despite his best efforts to separate his music from his community actions, he is affectionately known as Coach Squallé to the kids he mentors. As the founder and creative director of League of Step, Coach Squallé is a positive role model for some of Athens' most at-risk youth, and I, for one, am so grateful that he is. In the interview that follows, you'll no doubt sense the passion and commitment that Coach Squallé gives to these youth. You'll hear about how League of Step is a childhood dream in the making. You're going to hear for the first time ever on a podcast about Squallé's new album coming out this December, Alpha Luray 2. You'll hear how a young artist responded to a worldwide pandemic and turned an uncertainty into an opportunity, not just for himself, but his community as well. Best of all, you'll hear about kindness in practice, used to maintain positive connections and to lift up a community. Please enjoy my open and honest discussion about Athens and her future with Torrance Squallé Wilcher of Athens.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
In one word, exhausted.
Yeah, I bet. Man, you are hard to pin down. I thought my schedule was bad.
Oh, you have no idea.
I know. I appreciate you taking the time for me.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's the thing. You're really, that's what I like when I looked you up. I found this really great article about...
Oh, you printed an article?
I did. I loved it. I wrote on it. I was like, ooh, I'm going to ask him about this, and this.
What is this?
Well, only because I really love your story. So, I really love what you what you're doing. So cool. All right. So, can you say your name and the name of your organization?
Well, I go by Squallé. The name of my organization is called the League of Step.
Can you tell me how that got started?
Okay, let's go backwards. I've been stepping since I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
My sister taught me how to step. So all growing up, I used to step in my room. Nobody knew. And me and her started this team together. And we stepped. We went places and we competed and all kinds of stuff. So I ended up taking that to college. So
Yeah.
I went to Alabama State. And when I got there, this guy made me start a dorm team because he saw me stepping in the hallway.
Yeah.
Started the dorm team and we got really good. We started winning.
Yeah.
So fast forward, I moved back to Athens.
Yeah.
My two nieces were going to Hillsman Middle School and asked me to coach. So I started coaching Hillsman, ended up being crazy successful. 5 years in a row, we didn't lose.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
And those were national type of shows.
Yeah.
Ended up winning the state championship, ended up winning Stepmaster of the Year one year. And so from there, I've been at Hillsman, I've been at Cedar Shows, and I met my friend and partner, Chantal Brown. She helps me run the League of Steps. She's my vice president and co-founder. So we just got together and was like, we want to offer this knowledge and this art form to the community.
Yeah.
So we decided to take the team out of the school and go into the community. And the League of Step, that's literally been in my brain since I was 19 years old.
That's awesome.
I always wanted to have something called a League of Step.
Yeah.
Even if it was just a team.
Yeah.
And so when she hit me with what we gonna call it, I was like, the League of Step. We ended up taking it into the community, working hard. Right now we're working on nonprofit status, and we have a dance studio that we practice out of.
Yeah.
There's community service, there's mentoring, there's so much stuff that we're doing aside from stepping. But how it got started is just meeting somebody that was willing to, take a risk.
I love that. Your album, Gone for the Summer, Back for the Fall, that is what's helped in funding the league, right?
It definitely is. Of course, people that understand the music, you get money and royalties from your streams. And as an artist, as an independent artist, I pretty much own all of my music. The royalties from that, although it's not a lot, it did help fund the beginning stages of the League of Step. And it helps now.
Yeah.
Also I take percentages from my shows.
Yeah.
And I use some of that as well.
Yeah.
Pretty much most of the money that I make at Squallé goes into the League of Step.
Now, does any of your music influence what you do with Step?
I try, what? In a weird way, I try to keep Squallé separate from the League of Step and Coach T.
Yeah.
But the kids will not let me separate it.
Yeah.
So
So you're Coach T with them.
I'm Coach Squallé with them. I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
You know?
They won't let you be
I'm coming
Coach
in
T.
the studio and they're like rapping my music.
Yeah.
And I saw your video, or I saw your performance, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
You know, so I can't separate them now.
Yeah. And you were just in Vegas, weren't you?
I just was in Vegas last weekend. Hot.
Yep.
But it was fun and expensive. Not a place for me to actually live. Mm-hmm. But it was fun. It was fun. I went to shoot a video.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice. Yeah. It's beautiful out there in the desert.
It was different.
Yeah.
It was not for me, I would say that.
It is. Well, it is definitely. There are no trees out there.
None.
Like,
there are, but they're like man-made, probably planted trees.
Yep. And they're real small.
The grass, like how green this grass is, there's no green-ish grass. There's like just dry grass.
Yeah.
You know, and the grass that is green is like artificial grass. So.
Yeah.
But it was nice. You know, the people are okay. Casinos have no windows.
Nope.
So you don't know what time it is when you go in. The lights in there are the same, so you just up.
Yeah.
So.
It's pretty crazy the psychological stuff that they do and it makes sense. I mean,
the slogans, like the perception that you have of Vegas, if you've never been there, is true.
Yes.
Like when you get there, it's like literally it does not sleep.
Yeah, it doesn't. No,
it's
and it's clean though.
It is clean.
For
I give you that.
Yeah,
it is.
They have got that down. I because I've seen Athens after a Georgia football game, and let me tell you, it's pretty bad. I can be ashamed of us as a city, but Vegas has us beat hands down. I mean,
so
whatever their system is. Is the Gone for the Summer one? Is that your latest album, or do you have another one out?
It's my latest album. Yes.
Okay.
I dropped like a 3-track EP after that, which it was called 3 for 3.
Okay.
It was just 3 songs, 3 just fun, high energy songs. But I'm working on a current album now, which is called Alpha Lorraine 2.
And when's that going to come out?
December 28th.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Hopefully December 28th.
Yeah. Are you done with it yet?
It's like I'm done, but every time I go back and listen, I'm like, oh, I'm missing something.
Yeah.
So I'm steady recording, and it's making it harder for me to choose which songs are going to go on the project. Mm-hmm. But I have 50 songs. Definitely done. Haven't solidified what's going on it yet.
I have the same thing with when I make stuff like this. Oh, am I done?
It's so
I'm
hard
gonna add this.
to edit and figure out what you want. I have the same problem with Gone for the Summer. It took me like at least 2 months to pick the actual tracks. Mm-hmm. And some of the tracks that didn't go on that album are going to Alpha Lorraine 2.
Yeah.
And they might not.
Yeah.
So it's artist stuff.
Yeah. No, but that's awesome. Yeah.
I'm so precise. Everything has to go in a certain way, a certain order. If you hear the album, you're like, yeah, I see what he's doing.
Yeah. So you did the same thing with Gone. Okay.
Yeah, Gone for the Summer is, I don't know how to explain it. The parallels of how it's designed, the lyrics, everything is like, I had to have it a certain type of way.
Yeah, you built it.
Yeah. And Alpha Lorraine 2 is a sequel to my first Alpha Lorraine.
Oh, okay.
Which I dropped a couple years ago.
Okay.
So I want it to be so parallel to where even the tracks are like styled the same way. So that, I think, had 7 tracks. So I'm having to choose 7 tracks out of 50 tracks.
Yeah, and you're having to pick some that match.
Yeah, and it's driving me nuts because there's 3 or 4 songs that could be that one song.
Oh, I hate that. When you've got a couple options. I like it when it's just one and it fits perfect because I'm like, okay, great, that's fake.
Bothering me. It's bothering me.
But you spend a lot of time in the studio then.
Oh, yeah. Every other day, if not every day.
Has the pandemic changed you at all?
It made me think about marketing.
Yeah.
Rather than just being on the go so much. Artists, a lot of time when you're independent, we don't consider marketing, promotion. What happens when you can't perform?
Yeah.
Most times artists get paid from performing.
Yeah.
That's where we get most of the money from.
Yeah.
What happens if you can't? Then what?
Yeah.
So the pandemic just made me sit down for once and say, what am I going to do? Because I've never done that. I've just been going. Yeah. And coincidentally, things just happen. Yeah. Opportunities, and you meet people. Yeah. But there was no plan. Yeah. So the pandemic just made me sit down and can't perform, so what can I do? Yeah. Okay, I can't go here, so where can I go? Mm-hmm. And it made me develop, a system for the way that I do things. And, you know, in the pandemic, because I wasn't performing, I had all this time to birth the League of Step.
Yeah.
You know, if the pandemic wouldn't have happened, I probably wouldn't have started the League of Step. Not this soon. It probably would have been years from now. So it was a lot of blessings that came out of it.
Yeah, and I got a sense of that from that article a little bit, and so that's why I wanted to ask that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I ain't had nothing to do.
Yeah.
So I got on the internet and studied business. I studied nonprofit stuff. I studied, you know, stuff that I never would have looked at from having all that time. So it made me smarter, a little smarter.
I always ask that because I feel like the pandemic has changed all of us.
Yeah, of course.
And we got to look at that. Like, and I feel like though it's hard to talk about sometimes. So like for me, I think the pandemic made me realize that I only want to do work. Not everything has to have meaning, but it has to tie into something bigger.
It has to tie into something big.
Yeah, you know? So, like, I got to do the dishes for family stuff. It's not bigger than that, except that it's family stuff, and family stuff matters, you know? So I got to do those things.
I like that.
Yeah. So, like, when I look at it like that, it really has helped me recognize what's important and what's not. And it helps so much.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I mean, because we've all lost people in the pandemic. Yeah. And it's been hard. Yeah,
I don't have time for COVID. COVID go away.
Yeah, I know. I am done with it.
I think it exposed our country too.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it made it real clear who is important and who is not.
Yeah, it did.
Who is expendable and who is not. And you know what's sad though is I don't think for some people they'll never see that, but for a lot of people who needed to see that, they did.
They did.
And I love that. I love that, you know, like I'll hear stories about people who are taking care of, like, you know, people who work in restaurants and things like that, because that is hard work anyway. And we needed those people to eat.
It is.
You know, just like we need farmers.
There's a lot of people that we've been taken for granted.
Yes.
That were the reason this country functioned during that time, you know. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and that's why I like kind of what you're doing with the community, because you're trying to help your community. You know, like you're giving back to Athens. And Athens needs it. Athens needs every bit that it can take. Yeah. So I work with the Marigold Market, which is in Winterville, but they help with people, especially on the east side of Athens, food insecure people. They like take food to neighborhoods and feed people. And
we want to help with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll get you in contact with somebody. Okay. Yeah, because I've got a couple people who are awesome, and we have plenty of food to give. Okay. Like, it's really neat, and it's really cool to see because they've started kind of packaging some of the food now. So we're also educating people on, like, hey, this is what you do with a fig. This is how you eat a fig, right? Because,
awesome.
Yeah, because otherwise, you know, they're not going to see figs necessarily in the grocery store and like, know what to do with it. And it's healthy food, though. We want people eating healthy food.
I'm down with getting involved with this.
Yeah, I'll get you their info.
Okay.
I'll get you Sherry Anderson. She's like the head person in charge, and she'll get you any. I mean, we can get you talking to the mayor of Winterville. I mean, and the mayor of Athens if you haven't met him.
I know Kelly.
Okay, good. Yeah, he's awesome.
Cool guy.
He is. I love him. So I just through him met Jaden. She's a 14-year-old who wrote a book called The Woodlander.
I haven't heard of her, but
she's amazing.
14,
graphic novel.
Wow.
Yep, and she's already working on her second one.
You know what? And I got a book that I've been putting back for 5 years.
Me too.
Jaden, help me.
We all got a book.
Help me, please.
We all got a book.
Help me get my book finished. Changed my life. Jeez.
I know, right? She's impressive. When I talked to her on the phone, I was very impressed with her.
Okay.
Yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, and I met her through the mayor. So just actually through his Instagram page, which was
awesome. Like Kelly, man. He's so laid back. If you don't know him, like if you don't know who he is, you won't know he's the mayor.
Yeah,
because he's so just chill, and he's approachable. He's not uppity, and like he doesn't feel like he's better than, like, you know what I mean. He's like literally just t-shirt and jeans. Yep. He's chilling, you know. Yep. So I like Kelly. I do. I like Kelly.
The mayor of Winterville, Dodd, same way, and he's a musician. So,
awesome.
Yeah, so he's been out in Winterville. You know, basically Winterville is sort of like the throwback of Athens, if you will, and it's like literally like 7 minutes from here. So it's really not far.
I've drove through Winterville.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. And, you know, and it's kind of like, I mean, it's definitely different of Athens, but it's part of Athens-Clarke County. And so there's a lot more that Winterville is trying to do for Athens. And so I think that's why I made my podcast about both of them, because I kind of wanted to help facilitate that, because I think Athens-Clarke County needs it. So, yeah. What do you think is your biggest accomplishment from the league?
I think aside from the success that we've had in the competitive realm, in such a short time. I've taken a couple of teams to compete, and we've placed very high against teams that have been together for years.
Yeah.
And we've only been up and running for a little bit over a year.
Yeah.
That is successful. I have an all-male middle school team that won their first ever competition.
That's amazing.
But what's bigger than that is the impact of what our program is doing for the kids.
Yeah.
This program is saving, when I tell you it's saving their lives, it's the, should I go steal from this store or should I go to step practice?
Yeah.
Coach T would rather me at step practice. So they're at step practice. It's like the kids' lives are being shaped and molded from the things that we're giving them.
Yeah.
You know, through the program.
And the things that they're seeing.
Yeah,
like
and
they're seeing you
know,
do it.
I have to lead by an example. So me chasing my dreams and me doing what I'm doing as an artist is like, they tell me all the time I'm an inspiration and a role model and stuff like that. So to me, that's the greatest accomplishment. Because that's really what it's for.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the winning is cool, that's great. But changing their lives, changing the way that they think is the best part.
Yeah.
You know, to hear a kid that's like in the 3rd grade say, hey, I've been watching and I want to learn how to run a business. 3rd grader.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This is Coach T. I know it ain't perfect, but this is my plan. And it may not be a business like plan, but it's a start.
It's something.
It's a start. It could, the things that this little girl had in this plan.
Yeah.
I was sitting back like, you want to do my business plan?
Yeah.
You know, so just to see a 3rd grader who would never, you know, really understand anything about business at that time, want to pursue it because she sees it, that's bigger than any trophy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that you could get, you know, from a competition. So.
Well, and that's why I think I love what you're doing, because all of it, like you said, all of it ties in together, and all of it, it's that big community impact.
It does.
Know? Yeah. Even though it just seems really small, you know, I mean, because it's not like a huge program. Like, how many kids do you have in your program?
I have 43 steppers.
Yeah.
And then there may be another 40 to 50 some odd like dancers.
Okay.
Because there's two things going on there.
Okay.
But total close to 100. But you know, separated by ages and stuff like that.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But stepwise, I'm looking at like 42-ish, 43.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Just it's awesome because now we've done so much community service. The kids who didn't understand it are the same kids that are like, hey coach, I have this idea.
Yeah.
Hey coach, can we do this?
Yeah.
You know, and that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge because this kid is the next like commissioner, the next mayor, the next possible president. You never know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so and it was birthed from being in my program. That's, to me, that's, I could be going tomorrow and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm good.
Yeah.
With
well,
that.
And that's why, you know, like, it's not that your music isn't important, but your music is like the forward, like almost PR face of it. But but it sounds to me like League of Step is like the true heart of what you do. Yeah, and that's just awesome. Yeah, like I just love
it's
that.
It's one of those. I love music. It's like who I am. But if I were to just retire today, I would be happy. You know, for the rest of my life, just doing what I'm doing, and that's hard to find.
Yeah, that is, because you're basically fulfilling two dreams in one.
Yeah, I am, and I didn't know it was gonna like take off so fast.
Yeah, that's good though.
You know, and I won't act like it's been easy. It's definitely not easy. It's still hard.
Yeah.
But it just you know, quicker than I could fathom.
Yeah.
And it's still so much to do, still so much to learn.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the beauty.
Yeah, but that's how you know you're doing the right thing, when there's all that, like when you're on that path and there's just still so much to do. You know, like you haven't finished.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What is something, you know, because I get people that ask me sometimes, like, what people think Athens needs. Is there something someone listening could do to help Athens as a community? Is there anything you could think of?
Oh, man.
I mean, there's so much, honestly. But if there's something that you see that you're like, you know what, we need more people picking up trash on the side of the road.
Athens needs more equal opportunity. And not just for blacks, but for people who don't have opportunity at all. And sometimes that's not just black. Sometimes that's homeless people. Sometimes that's whoever. Sometimes that's, I won't say an immigrant, but someone who traveled and that's looking to start a life.
Yeah.
You know, they may not have opportunity because they lack some document or something.
Yeah.
That is a huge problem for me. The biggest pet peeve I have about Athens is the poverty. The poverty is horrible here. And there's so much that could be done to prevent it. But it seems like no one cares.
Yeah.
You know, my ultimate goal is to have like this like three phase like shelter type of thing.
Really?
You know, so it'll be a shelter that transitions into transitional housing, that transition into land ownership and business ownership and things of that sort. That's my ultimate goal.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But this is something that could happen right now.
Yeah.
And it's not like they don't have the money.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't have the personnel to do it.
Yeah.
This city could be the ideology of change. Like when you think about change and how you can, you know, spark certain types of things, Athens has the potential.
It does.
To be that city. But there's no movement, at least to what I can see. There's no movement to say it's too many homeless people here. Yeah. You know, and I say that from a personal standpoint. Growing up here, I've been homeless. Yeah. You know, you're one check away from being homeless. Yeah. You know, and those people are not bad people. No. Most of them are not drug addicts. Nope. You know, there's no anything. You have a couple of shelters that you're there from a couple of hours and then they kick you out. Yeah. You know, there's some shelters you can sleep in, but they don't have food. Yeah. There's some shelters that give you food, but you can't stay in there. So there's no programs. There's just
there's nothing that has all of it together.
You know, the judicial system that needs help. Yeah, it does. You know, you're giving people 3 years for a blunt of weed. That's crazy. Come on. You know, there's some crimes that they should do time, and then there's some crimes that like you can you know adjust it, or everybody that does a crime may not be a bad person.
Well, and also, you know? So I was a substance abuse counselor for a year, and I will tell you that none of those people are bad.
Yeah, and most of them are just broken. They just come from broken situations, and there's nothing to turn to. Yeah. There's no opportunity. There's just nothing. Yeah. You know, so that's the biggest pet peeve I have with this city. And I feel it in a personal place because I grew up here. Yeah. You know, I grew up in Rolling Ridge. Yeah. That place is still exactly the same. That's when I was 8, 9 years old. I'm 30 now. Yeah, it should be different. I left here, went to school at another place, come back 10 years later, it's still the exact same. Yeah. And it's not just that neighborhood. It's a lot of these neighborhoods, you'll put up a hotel right beside Bethel Homes. That makes no sense. Yeah. When do we rebuild Bethel Homes? Yeah. You know, when do we fix that problem? You know, and it seems like there's not a definite date to like, hey, this is wrong. Yeah. You know, I don't know. Just my opinion. I can't find anybody that's like, this is wrong, let's change it. Anybody that's in like a hard leadership position.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah. Well, and that's why I always ask that question, because I always like to, if I ever hear someone that has something, I can be like, oh, I got someone you need to talk to.
That bothers me. There's potential for unity. You know, there's potential for equal opportunity, but there's not equal opportunity here. Yeah. You know, UGA pretty much runs the city, it seems like.
It
but
does.
UGA isn't the whole Athens. There's this whole other Athens
that's completely different than UGA.
Completely destitute from any opportunity that you have. And that's from 70, 80-year-old people to kids. Yep. It's filtering in our judicial system to our schools. It's everywhere. You know, and I don't know how to change it, but I know it needs to be changed. Yeah,
it's wrong.
You know, it's just plumb wrong. Yeah. You know, and this city has the potential to fix it, but you know, hard to say when and if. Yeah.
Well, hopefully we find somebody that will.
It may be me.
It may be you.
I thought about doing some things, but I need people.
Yeah. Well, if you ever run for anything, you let me know and I'll come help you.
I've been thinking about it. And that's another thing. The conversations are not had.
No.
People are afraid of tension. People are afraid to be uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. No, it takes the black leaders and the white leaders to talk. Mm-hmm. It takes that. Mm-hmm. Because some of the white leaders don't understand what the heck is over here.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
They're living in mansions. They don't understand Rolling Ridge.
Yeah.
They never been there.
Yeah.
It takes somebody to say, come with me.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you. Let's walk into an apartment where you can see concrete floors and mildew on the ceiling. Mm-hmm. And it's been here for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
You can see how these people live. You can see clothing lines.
Yeah.
You know, this is 2021. People still hanging clothes on a clothing line.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You know, it's simple stuff that, like, you could fix that.
Yeah.
You have the money.
Well, and that's where we're lucky because I think Athens and surrounding area has that. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and that is one gift that the university could give if they chose to do so. Mm-hmm. So I think it's also finding someone who can tap into that more. Yeah.
I'm over the university. I'm
over it. I worked there for years and I quit.
Because the university, it's not about the university.
It's not about them.
You know, they're here.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, okay. But what are we going to do instead of saying, well, the university won't fund this and they could, and, okay, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
You know, because 80% of Athens' population doesn't attend UGA. Mm-mm. You know, I'm from here and I chose to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know, so most of their population isn't from Athens.
Yeah.
You know, so why do we keep depending on UGA to help our community when just the campus that's inside of our community, but UGA is not our community? You know, that's just me growing up here. That they're not. I don't understand why we keep using them as a crutch.
Yeah. Thank you for answering that.
It's the truth, man. Like, I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
No, I love it because some people will give me a PC answer, and that's fine. That's fine.
Oh no, not for me.
Yeah, well, and that's why I ask it because I feel like, you know, part of my goal with these conversations is to have the difficult conversations, is to talk about those things that, because for me that's being kind. Like that's being kind to people. Like I don't think it's fair the way things, like, you're right. There should not be clothing lines, and like.
Small stuff.
Yeah, just
that's
little
simple.
Stuff.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah, little stuff. With what we can do, we just sent a billionaire to space. We can't.
Exactly.
We can't solve this. I mean, and that's a basic necessity that everyone should have.
It's simple stuff.
Yeah.
You're getting millions and millions of dollars for your city, and it goes to building greenways, which is cool. I love the greenways. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, to building new hotels and new dorms and but what about this? What about that? What about that? There's no nothing helping black-owned business. There's nothing helping business at all here. You know, it's not just about black-owned business. It's about business. You know, there's no money circulating within our community. I feel like you can build this crazy thing, and then there's 20 homeless people on the side of it.
Yeah.
That don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
You know, where's the buy the Holiday Inn and turn it to a shelter? Where's that? You know.
Yeah.
That's, you know, it can be simple. You could have the homeless people picking up trash and pay them $9 an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's so simple. There's so many things that could be implemented that are just not.
Yeah.
You know, there's houses that could be built with, you know, 4 or 5 rooms that you can build specifically for the homeless population. You know,
that would give them access to basic things.
So much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
They're building houses every other day in Athens.
Yeah.
Like literally tearing down stuff, just building stuff.
Yeah.
This stuff is easy.
Yeah.
I don't get it. That's supposed to be for it. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it don't make sense to me.
Can you explain Black is a Vibe and your role with that? Are you still involved with that?
You looked up Black is a Vibe?
I did.
Okay.
I did my research.
I see. Black is a Vibe is a slogan. The actual clothing company is called Blood of a Nation.
Okay.
There's this guy named Johnny that I got set up with maybe a year or two ago, and decided to partner with them. So pretty much I just wear the clothes And black is, I love it. I love the phrase. I love the clothes. So I just wear the clothes to help promote, the actual clothing line. Okay. What he stands on and what I stand on is so many parallels. I love my people, Yeah. I love all people, but I definitely love my people. I'm black. Yeah. So, and it is a vibe, so it just made sense for me to just do that. Yeah.
The impression I got from it, is that it's very, like, an emphasis on, like, who you are and, like, really, discovering that and being proud of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that matters. And that matters also, I think, that young people see that, too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They do. I love Black as a Vibe. They got nice stuff. And it's growing. He's getting so many, like, people that are way more famous than me. Yeah. To, like, wear his stuff. Just look at it like self-love.
Yeah, exactly.
We should love our people. We should love our own people.
Well, and I think we should.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, we should love ourselves enough to be proud of that.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's pretty much what I took from it. Is like I'm proud of my skin. I'm proud of who I am. Yeah.
Are there any other projects you're working on that you want to talk about?
Yeah, Affectionally 2 is the focus. Mm-hmm. I just started a band. Nice. It's called Unique Vibes, and we will start doing our live recording soon.
All right, and then you said Alpha Luray 2 is going to be done
December 28th. It's the plan. That's the plan. My plan is to drop my single in October. It's called Ball Forever. Okay. I'm thinking October, late October. Yeah. And dropping the Ball Forever video November.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you filmed in Vegas? Mm-hmm. Awesome.
And dropping the whole project in December. That's the plan.
That's smart.
But sometimes stuff don't work like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just don't. But that's the plan. All right. For now. And you're right. They know not to talk to me. Yeah. These questions, they know not to ask Squallé these questions.
I know.
I have a track record of saying uncomfortable things. Yeah. It would be completely contradictory of me to not speak my mind. Yeah. And being the artist that I am. Yeah. Like, I put out a whole album of, like, speaking my mind. Yeah. Yeah. So it would be wrong. It would be like an injustice if I didn't speak up.
Yeah. It wouldn't be who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What inspires you?
Life, everything. Struggle. Yeah. Overcoming the struggle. Yeah. And in some aspects, still struggling. Yeah. But knowing that you can overcome is very inspiring to me. Yeah. I love to see other people become successful. Yeah. And not just blacks, just other people that I know have a story or something that they had to overcome. Yeah. And end up successful. I love that. Yeah. And I definitely love to see black people become successful. Yeah. Because that gives me something. Jay-Z's a huge one, literally from the hood, pretty much. Now he's a billionaire. J. Cole's another one. And his struggle may not have been Jay-Z's, but it was still some sort of struggle. Yeah. Just everybody, really. Yeah. Everybody.
I like when I can find myself in other people.
Yeah.
And you seem to get that, too.
I get that from the kids, too, because a lot of those kids, they go through what I went through. Yeah.
And that childhood is traumatic.
And some of them are worse. Yeah. And it's hard for a childhood to be worse than mine. Yeah. But some of these kids, I'm like, dang, really? Yeah. And that's inspiring because they wake up every day, they go to school, they succeed. In school, they come to my practices. Yep. They go 110%, everything they got. Yeah. They leave it. I've seen kids with anxiety. Like, we had a little girl that you couldn't stick her in front of 20 people. She would cry. She would freak out. To where now she's, like, in the front of the step. Like,
I love it.
She's itching to perform. Yeah. In just 3 months' time. Yeah. So it seems like healing. She's been healed from something. Yeah. Just from being around me. That's how I take it. It's like being able to give this, and seeing it. That's crazy inspiring to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy. And there's, I learn from them. I watch them, and just people around me that I know just went through something. And they take their gift and they apply it and they succeed in their own right. And then you take that gift and then you give it back. Yeah. Man, I love to see that.
Well, and that's what I kind of saw you as doing, is like giving back.
Yeah.
Like being like, hey, I'm from Athens, and Athens is my community. Like the true Athens.
Yeah.
You know?
The truth is that when I was growing up, it wasn't a person like me that I could talk to.
Yeah.
I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
And sometimes I didn't figure it out until it was too late.
Yeah.
So that's beauty too.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to be that person.
Yeah.
That I didn't have.
Yeah. It's almost like
it's crazy. I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's.
Yeah. You're rescue. It's almost like you're the hero that you needed as a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
no, I totally
and all
get
of
that.
that is like healing myself because other kids are possibly being healed from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or just me being around. I love that.
Well, and you know how important that brightness is for some kids, because like life cannot be fair. Like life can be really hard.
It can be hard. And I love the fact that I did go through a lot of the stuff I went through.
Me too. Yeah.
Because I can speak to them. Like, you don't want to join no gang.
Yeah.
You don't want to go steal. You don't want to go get locked up. Because I've done that stuff.
Yeah.
And they looking at me like, really? Look, I'm telling you now, I did that stuff. I'm telling you what happened.
Yeah.
So you can either choose to go do that stuff, and this way you end up, or you can try this.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm doing that too.
Yeah.
And look what's happening. And they see it.
Yeah.
I didn't have that.
Yeah.
So, that is definitely inspiring.
Yeah.
I think.
I like this quote that says, I don't mind everything that happened to me as long as it ends with me.
Wow.
Yep.
I love that.
Yep, I feel that one. But I love that one.
Wow, okay.
Because that reminds me that,
you don't have to send me that one.
I will.
I'm gonna post that.
Yeah, I love that one. Yeah, it's hands down one of my favorite quotes. God, I wish I could remember who said it. It's just some random person, but it just hit right there. Right there. As long as it ends with me.